Hey, Lee Robinson here from American Sentinel Canine. Thank you for tuning in. In this video, we're going to discuss selecting your dog. Now, you'll notice something that I don't typically do here in the background. You'll see a collage of images with Bert Sorrels. And then over here on, let's see, it's backwards here. On that side, we've got Frank Fitzwater on the far side, George Sadler in the middle. And if I can, there we go. The short individual is Corvino, Mr. Corvino. Now, these three gentlemen are behind a lot of the Sorrels dogs. And then up a little higher over here, it's backwards, my apologies. We've got Bert Sorrels, Madison Parker, and on the far side, his brother Skip with the dog Matty the Mouth. In the top corner up there, we've got Bert Sorrels with his ADBA Dogman Hall of Fame plaque. Then on the very top up, I can't really point up there because if I reach out too far, it cuts my arms off. So we've got Golden Kings Champion Silver, the only dog in history that defeated 3 grand champions and a champion. And then above my head, right up here, we've got the same dog. So that image and then the one over there and that image here are both Golden Kings Champion Silver. Then we've got a bunch of pictures on this side over here of Bert Sorrels. Okay. And then behind me, let me move the screen up, we've got a dog named Roadblock right above my hat, who looks almost identical to Frankie Bump. And then we've got Sorrels Bull, and then right there, we've got Uncle Bud. Okay, so a bunch of Sorrels dogs. Down in the bottom corner over here, we've got Champion Sailor. All right, so there's a bunch of Sorrels dogs here, and we're going to go about discussing, like I said, setting your goals, identifying the man that you're going to work with if you're not producing your own dog, and then also looking at the bloodline, looking at the dog, and looking at the pedigree, and why things should be done in that order. Now, obviously, if you're the breeder of the dog that you're selecting, then you should have already defined your goals, and you're not going to have to worry about choosing the man because you are the man. You don't have to worry about the bloodline because you are dealing with your own bloodline. But we're going to assume in this video that you're going out to buy a dog. Now, you might think, well, Lee, you breed the Sorrels line of American Pit Bull Terriers, obviously, so we have some bias here. But why did I choose that line? I could have chosen any line. So really, I don't have bias. I was looking for certain things. So to understand my goals, you need to also understand we breed American Sentinel band dogs. And for the American Sentinel, and for those of you who are pit bull enthusiasts, just forgive me for a minute, but maybe you'll understand this. For the American Sentinel, we're looking for a dog that can catch man or beast, that is capable of being a family companion guardian, a protection dog, but also capable of being a hog hunting dog. And so when I was looking to produce the ultimate family companion guardian or the ultimate hog hunting dog, my goal was to find a true gladiator for the foundation. But I also wanted to make sure that we brought in deep dedication. And so when I was looking for what line of American Pit Bull Terrier I'm going to use in my American Sentinel, I was very selective to make sure I use a true gladiator. Now, we didn't have to choose a pit bull. There's other people that are choosing other breeds, but I think honestly that's a foolish mistake. Why? Because there's no gladiator that's better than the American Pit Bull Terrier pound for pound. And because of that, the American Pit Bull Terrier, which happens to be one of my favorite breeds of dogs anyway, rose to the top and eclipsed all the other options that were out there. I don't use American Bully. I don't use XLs. I don't use Amstaffs. I don't use Bull Terrier. I don't use any of the other hodgepodge of the many different bull breeds that there are. I don't use American Bulldog. We stuck with the game bred American Pit Bull Terrier. So again, why? Because it's the apex gladiator. This dog has hundreds of years of being selected for performance in combat and being comfortable doing it, enjoying it. In fact, not only do they do it, not only are they comfortable, they actually enjoy the combat. All right. And so when I was looking for a dog to make sure my protection dogs or my hog catch dogs would be comfortable in combat and committed and enjoy it, the Sorrels dogs rose to the top. Why? Well, let's look at Champion Silver up here at the top. Like I said, the only dog ever in history to defeat 3 grand champions and a champion. A grand champion is a 5-time winner. That's 15 wins right there. And then a champion is a 3-time winner, 18 wins. So his 4 victories defeated 18 victories. Okay, so excellent dog, only dog in history to ever do it. The Sorrels line is also one of the first American Pit Bull Terriers to get a Schutzhund title, and he did rather well. The Sorrels dogs have also done really well in dock diving, treadmill racing, weight pull, many things, and obviously they've excelled at hog hunting as well. And so they do good at obedience, they're a very highly adaptable dog. So not only are they great in combat, but let's look at some of the titles that some of these dogs have gotten. So I'm going to my website and we're going to look at a little history of the Sorrels dogs, and then maybe that will help you understand. So let me do a share screen. All right, so this is a page on my website. If you go to my AmericanBandDog.com and you click on the Pit Bull tab at the top, you'll see a drop-down menu, and that drop-down menu will have a section for the Sorrels American Pit Bull Terrier, and that's where we are. So this is Bert Sorrels. He was born in 1937, passed away unfortunately in 2018, and he's accredited to developing one of the most proven bloodlines of American Pit Bull Terrier. And I got to know of him through a good friend of mine, Madison Parker. The Sorrels bloodline has had a lot of success, not only in game dog venues, but also has done really well in many other venues, as I said already. And if you want to read this, you can, but we're going to scroll down. He was accredited in the Dogman Hall of Fame in 1992. And here's a list of dogs that he has done really well at. So we have Sorrels Bull, who was the dog that I showed you in the middle. Oh, I may not have shown you him. I'll show you him in just a minute. These are all Register of Merits. Okay, then we have our Grand Champions. Then we have a list of champions. Topping the list is Golden Kings Champion Silver. Then he was two-time winners, and we have one-time winners and game losers. All right. Now, let me stop sharing this screen and go back to our other page, and you will see there's Sorrels Bull right in the middle here. Now, Sorrels Bull was out of a bitch who happened to be Bolio's sister, and then they took that sister and bred her back to her sire to produce Sorrels Bull. And this is one of the major foundations in his line. And like I said, over here, we have Frank Fitzwater, who had Fitzwater's Goldie, and then you have Sadler in the middle, and he had the Lightner dogs. And then we've got the shorter individual, Corvino. There you go, Corvino, down in the bottom, and he is behind a lot of these dogs in general. So the point here is Bert Sorrels, time and time again, had proven dogs. And not only just proven dogs in the game dog venues, but proven dogs in many areas. So this matched my goals. And because the dogs were well-rounded, they were highly trainable, they were clearly athletic, and they were clearly dedicated. So this meant I'm going to check out Bert Sorrels. And then I went to, I met him through Madison Parker, the gentleman over here, and he led me to acquire a dog named Sorrels Captain Skip. And Captain Skip worked really well for me. And some of y'all have probably seen him before. Let me pull him up here. All right, so here we have Captain Skip. You may have seen this picture when we advertised our Built to Last leatherwork, but you may not have seen these other pictures of Captain Skip. I own this dog. Bert Sorrels gave him to me when he was only 8 months old. Turned out to be a phenomenal dog. For those of you that don't know his pedigree, we'll do a screen share on that. Here, let me pull that up. And here is Captain Skip's pedigree. His chain weight was probably a little bit lighter than 55. He was probably closer to 52. I can't go back and edit this because this was added to Pedigrees Online in an old account that I don't have access to. But his condition weight, he stayed really lean. So his condition weight was probably around 45, not really 50. He's probably 50 pounds here. This was put in way back in 2008, but he was actually born in 2003. All right, so he was out of Sorrels, Sailor 2, and Sorrels Show 'em. And Sailor 2 was out of Sailor. But anyway, we're going to be wasting our time as far as I'm concerned looking at this pedigree. What we need to look at here is who's the man? Okay, Bert Sorrels. He is behind the Sorrels line. But next, we're going to look at the dog. Captain Skip was a high quality dog. After we look at the dog, next we're going to look at the pedigree. The pedigree does not matter, no matter how it's bred. It doesn't matter if the dog's no good. Are there dogs that are cold and curs that have produced good because they have a great pedigree? Yes, but if you're going to bet on that, your ability to produce quality dogs is going to go way down. If you want to preserve the traits of the line, then make sure the dog that you're using has those traits, because it is preserving those traits by being displayed in that individual dog. I don't really care how good a pedigree a dog has if the dog itself is not showing those traits. The reason your pedigree is great, if it is great, is because it has the traits that you want. Well, if the dog that you're using isn't showing the traits, you're wasting your time. So you go to the man that's known for producing the traits, then you go to the dog that has those traits, and then you look at the pedigree after that to see if it's displaying those traits. And we see greatness all through this pedigree, because there's champions and grand champions and ROMs and whatnot. And not only that, but we see that this dog is bred on Sailor, Sailor, and Sailor, 3 times Sailor. So he's a tightly bred dog that should be able to reproduce what it is that he's displaying. Not only that, but also Sailor is a daughter of Bandit. And so now we're going to look at the bitches that Sailor was bred to. Well, if you look here, Sailor was bred to Raisin, who was bred to Grinder, and here we have these dogs over here. Now, Bubba Bo ends up going back to some Boomerang dogs. There's a little bit of discrepancy on that, but that's okay. And then we're going to go down to these dogs here. Sailor was bred to Brickhouse, and Sailor was bred to Diane. Now, Brickhouse is also a daughter of Bandit. So we've got Bandit being double bred on this Mucho Dinero dog. And when I met Bert Sorrels, one of the first questions I asked him, of all the dogs that you've had in your life, who was your favorite bitch of all time? And he said Bandit. And I said, why? And he said, because she never produced a cur. Now, Madison Parker, a friend of mine, says, well, that's not exactly true. It was the Hard Eyes and Bandit breeding that didn't produce a cur in a particular litter. That all those dogs out of Hard Eyes and Bandit were excellent. So because of that, and not only did I want to focus on what this man was producing in terms of quality, but I also wanted to look for the bitch that produced really well, and that was Bandit. So Sailor's out of Bandit, and Sailor's in here 3 times. So we've got Bandit 3 times right off the Sailor, and then we also got Bandit in again coming in through Brickhouse. Okay, so this was a really well-bred dog, and so we selected him, and I was very pleased with that. So I hope that helps you understand on how you go about selecting your dog. You first define your traits. Have a very clear and well-defined goal. After you define your goal, write it down. Write down your goals. There's a 90-10 rule that we talked about the other day, that 90% of the people out there that have goals don't write them down, and almost none of those people obtain their goals. But yet 10% of those people do write their goals down. And out of that 10%, 9 out of 10 of them achieve their goals. So if you're serious about what you want to do, write your goals down. Define a plan. What's your plan? Now, once you get your plan and your goals, then you look for a man that's known to produce dogs that match your goals. After you do that, you look at the lines that he has. He may have one line, he may have multiple lines. Talk to that man and tell him what your goals are, and see what line or lines he has that meet that criteria. Then look for the dog that has those traits. Then, if he has a couple of different dogs that you can choose from, look for a dog that has the pedigree that is most concentrated on those traits. And then after that, if you have an option of a dog that displays those traits, that's bred on a concentration of those traits, if that dog is line bred or inbred on those traits, then it's going to be more likely to produce it. But the pedigree doesn't matter if the dog's no good. And the dog doesn't matter. No matter how good the dog is, it doesn't matter if the man is no good. Because if the man is a lying, cheating, inconsistent producer, you're wasting your time. Go to a man that has a line that is consistently known for producing the traits that you're looking for. And from there, make your selection. Goal, man, line, dog, and then last, pedigree. Pedigree is pointless if the dog doesn't display it. If the dog displays it, but the man is no good or the line is no good, I don't want an anomaly that's really great out of a trashy line. So We're going to go to a man that's known for producing good dogs, then a line that's known for consistently producing the traits that I want, then selecting a dog that has those traits, and then looking at the pedigree. Anyway, I hope that you learned something in this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you really like this video, I would very much appreciate it if you shared it online. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.